I'm going to tell you how to easily improve client results in any industry. Okay, so years ago in another life, I was a vocal coach. I noticed that some of my students were getting great results, but some of them were really struggling. Now, I was teaching the same things, so this really got to me. So I started asking my students, when were they practicing? Now, some of them, of course, were kids, and they'd say things like, well, I have to wait for my mom, so while I'm waiting, I just use the empty studio and I just practice until she arrives. And I remember thinking, oh, isn't that interesting? Because these were the students who were getting good results. Now, of course, some of my students were adults, and the ones that didn't get results would say stuff like, well, as soon as we finish our session, I go home and I got to cook dinner, or I got to go pick up the kids from basketball, etc., blah, blah, blah. After I inquired with all of my students, it became obvious and evident that the one thing that separated the students who were getting great results from the ones that weren't getting great results was simply, when were they able to implement? Immediately or not? Now, to put this in perspective of coaching and consulting, my own preference might be to speak to all my clients, say on a Friday. That way I can get all the sessions done, speak to everybody, know that everything's up to date, and then take the weekend off. That's for me. But for my clients, that's actually a terrible time because they too want to have the session and then probably log off for the weekend. So they don't get around to actually implementing anything till maybe over the weekend, but most likely either early next week or maybe midweek. And by then, all the nuance and all the things we'd spoken about is kind of drifted away, and they're kind of relying on a vague memory or some notes they scribbled down. What I'm proposing is that a simple thing like meeting timing can drastically change results. In fact, in some cases, be a major lever. So do you consider meeting timing as a function of how fast your clients will be able to get results? Being able to immediately implement after speaking with your advisors is perhaps one of the greatest unspoken yet obvious hacks to rapidly move through whatever challenge you're facing. Do your clients implement immediately? It's something to think about. All right, so what do you think? Do you like this 2-minute tip format? If you want to get ideal clients without doing stupid shit, use the How Many Clients calculator linked below to see what's possible. Otherwise, this next video is about what I learned selling expensive things to the affluent. I'll see you in the next video.